mountaintop of initiation. They've done all the work. It's a spiritual mountaintop, and they stand at the top of this mountain, and there's a kind of consciousness shift, and that is Venus at the top of the Capricorn mountain in the clear, cold light, where it sees the truth and it sees the light in all things. But that's the hierarchical level, it's called, spirit level. Venus in Aquarius, yes, we have Venus in Aquarius, very good, yes, yes. And Venus in Aquarius is, Venus, beautiful. What's gorgeous about Venus in Aquarius is like what I was saying to you, we want to move beyond the personal kind of, this is who I love, these are the people that I love, and this is who I will love, and it can get very insular. Venus in Aquarius says, you know what, impersonal love is possible. And impersonal gets a bad rap, but the idea of like loving a community, loving humanity, and it's all about brotherly love and the beauty of group unity and the artistic ensemble, right? And oftentimes they have different, they have ideas about love and freedom in love and how to bring groups together, and they extract great value from being in a group and nourishing a group. And the danger is, again, that you get a little bit fear of intimacy. It's like the idea of the group is great, and I'm facilitating all the loving things in the group is great, but sometimes the actual is a little bit scary. Also, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's good. All right, and Venus in Pisces is very happy there. It's like Mother Teresa. It's the greatest compassionate placement. It's, the danger is that you don't have strong enough boundaries. You just want to give, you just feel for everything. You take care of every little thing that crosses your path. And it's idealized love, it's peaceful solutions, it's redemption through love, it's truly unconditional love. And we've all worked at that, we've all thought about it. What does it mean to love unconditionally? And it's also, Venus in Pisces is also love of music, love of poetry. This is where we would extract value. Okay, questions. I think that's a good place to, I always talk longer than I think I'm going to do. So, questions, if you need me to be more succinct about something about a placement of Venus, or if you have thoughts about your particular placement of Venus and what it says to you. And also I want to say to you, I think all of you have Venus aspected. Maybe some of you only have Venus like talking to one planet, but I think you all have it aspected. It's been said that like when you have an unaspected planet, that it's like this poor planet doesn't know who to talk to and it's all alone and it's, that kind of thing. But it can also be extremely potent. It's now, astrologers are starting to have the discussion that a singleton planet, in other words, a planet that's by itself, can develop its own kind of power and its own kind of potency, and in fact, it isn't just weak and by itself, It has, it's like, okay, I really need to be heard here. Like I have Mars by itself. So for a long time, I'm like, I have an unaspected Mars. I have no courage. I have no drive. But I'm reframing that. I'm reframing that, and it's so Mars needs to be heard. It's not easily talking to a planet. It's not even talking to a planet. It's just like going, okay, guys, Mars. So you have to think about that too, even if your Venus isn't heavily aspected, that it can find ways to talk into the world. Does that make sense?
So you start off saying Venus aspected means, and then you went off to Venus unaspected.
Oh, I did? Well, when Venus is aspected, basically that just means that it's having a conversation with a particular planet, and that planet is either reinforcing or challenging that position of love and beauty and creativity and refinement and synthesis in your life. So I think that the key for all of you is like wherever Venus is, you have to go, more of that. And what would it mean to follow the highest aspect of that? If I know that You know, the group energy, the artistic ensemble is going to, it brings me great joy, and if I can extract great value from that, how can I always make sure that that is what I'm creating in my life, you know? If I know that I must seed new ideas, that I must be a person in the room that's like, this is what has to happen next, do you know? How do I go about doing that more in my life? How do I go about following that path more, you know? And where can I get help? Yes, ma'am.
So the Venus and signs, you would just use that, like those sentences and then fill it in with.
Yeah, so basically what I would say to you is like, I fall in love again and again when I, Venus in Aries, initiate. Okay? I fall in love again and again when I, Taurus, deeply appreciate the beauty in form or in nature. You know, I need to go out into nature. I need to feel things in my body. Okay? Venus in Gemini, I fall in love again and again when I synthesize. When I first test it out, when I diversify and then synthesize. Do you know? I fall in, or I extract value from my life. I fall in love again and again, Cancer, when I nourish, when I fill my lighted house, when I cook for people, when I, do you know, it can be from the sublime to the, you know, the most tiny thing, right? Because Cancer goes all the way from let me feed you to let's build this loving institution together, or let's build this loving home together, do you know? I fall in love again and again when I, Leo, dare to express myself, when I dare to stand on a stage, when I dare to be radiant instead of going, right? I fall in love again and again in Virgo when I refine the physical, when I this, you know, right? When I bring beauty and cleanliness and precision to the physical. I fall in love again and again when I, Libra, introduce you to you, when I relate, when I connect, when I surround myself with beauty, but beauty like ideas of beauty, like fabulous paintings and fabulous artwork. Scorpio, I fall in love again and again when I dive into the muck and intensity and, you know, darkness of it, and I go, ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? It's like, there are some people that it's like, it doesn't feel connected unless it's like, you get in there and you transform it and you deal with the muck. I mean, Melanie, Chris's wife, she works with kids, I mean, she's done a lot of work with kids who are like in real trouble, you know, and she's right in there with them and she's like, okay, let's shift this, let's work on this, let's transform this through creativity, through art, through beauty. That's Venus in Scorpio. In the 9th house, you know, education. So, you know, a lot of healers, like art therapists could have Venus in Scorpio, absolutely. Venus in Sagittarius, I fall in love again and again when I travel, when I talk about big ideas, when I dream the impossible dreams, when I share my vision. Capricorn, I fall in love again and again when I do something substantial that allows me to have a certain status in the world, do you know? Or when I take care of somebody, when I practically take care of somebody. Aquarius, I fall in love again and again when I get my people together and we all share our great ideas. and we come up with a way to change the world. And when we distribute information, like, Lynn was doing this thing where she collected all the fabulous things to do in LA. Like, she gathered a group of people together and then asked them all, what are your favorite things to do in LA? This is Venus in Aquarius. What are your favorite things to do in LA? And then she's going to send them all out to everybody so that everybody has everybody's thing. That's so Venus in Aquarius. Okay?
Does that turn you on?
Huh?
Does that turn you on?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally. I mean, Chris, Venus in Aquarius, you know, always on the artistic boards of fledgling new organizations, trying to give them, having a great idealized vision and trying to give them life and judging it hugely. Okay, and Venus in Pisces, I fall in love again and again when I give you everything, you know, or when I open my heart, when I offer you compassion, when I have a friend, I don't know if she doesn't have Venus in Pisces, but I was like, what are you doing? She was over at my house and she was like, and I was like, what do you have in your shirt? And she's like, baby mice. She had picked up these little baby mice and she was keeping them warm because they were going to die, and I was like, and then one day she also brought, I was like, what's in that box? And she was like, a dying bird. And I was like, okay, why do you have this in my house? And it's like, boom, 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 boom. And then suddenly got quiet after half an hour. I was like, okay. I need to be loving. I'm like, there's a dead bird in my house. Okay, anyway. But she does have incredible compassion. So that's what you can do. That's what you can do. And you can almost do your own version of this where you could say, I feel most related when I, and then go back to this little list and be like, when I have brotherly love, you know, and you can sort of do it for yourself and actually riff on a little bit, you know, write it out, just talk it out, have a conversation with somebody. Do you think it could mean this? Do you think it could mean that? Do you think it could mean this? You know?
What do you mean by related?
Relatedness? You mean in Venus and Gemini?
Well, no, I feel most